Harvey set to become the strongest storm to make landfall in this country in more than a decade. Hurricane Harvey will unleash strong winds and catastrophic flooding across East Texas. Here's a live picture now from Galveston. You can see the surf really churning up.
And this is new video from Corpus Christi, Texas, into our newsroom. The rain coming down there, and you see the wind battering the trees.
Now, the storm just hours from technical landfall in Texas.
Chief Meteorologist Glenn Burns is in Severe Weather Center 2 with the latest storm track.
Indeed, here is the latest satellite imagery we had. Of course, you can see that well-defined eye. Also looking at it on radar here, and this is that bright red band that you're seeing. The winds that are now up about 125, 130 miles an hour. Not the entire storm, but just that narrow band near the center. And we're looking at this buoy right here, and we're seeing the winds that are north at 51, where they're gusting to 59 miles per hour. The water temperature still in the middle 80s, so a lot of heat energy driving that hurricane. You can see a little closer look at that eye wall, very evident here. It's about 20 miles wide, and what happened a little while ago, I think it went undergone an eye wall regeneration. Another eye, in other words, developed outside the center, and that became the new eye of the storm. So that slowed the progression of strengthening a little bit, but now it's really beginning to kick up steam again, marching to the north-northwest at about 10 miles an hour. So maximum winds 125, gusts of 155. Category 3 is when it's going to make a landfall as, and here we are Sunday, this particular view here Sunday, still a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm just to the west of Victoria, Texas. Now, the rainfall is going to be intense here. Here's a look at the rainfall projection that goes through a Monday afternoon. Look at that large area of yellow, 25 to 30 inches of rain. The other problem is the storm surge. You have water coming in. It's also astronomical high tide, by the way, with that new moon, and we're looking at the water feeding inland, so there's really no place for the water to drain off. How much water is that going to be? Well, let me show you. If you had about a square acre of land, you had 1 inch of rainfall on that, you had about 27,000 gallons of water. With an estimated 35 inches of rain in many locations, 1 square acre would receive nearly 1 million gallons of water. And that water, again, with the ocean being pushed in, has nowhere to drain off. Now, areas that are south of Victoria, Corpus Christi, down to Brownsville, they're going to get a more westerly wind. So we're having all of that flooding rain begin to flow offshore. So they're in much better shape south of the hurricane than north of the hurricane. So areas from Victoria northward to Houston, that's where we're going to see the major impacts from the flooding rains that will continue for basically days and days on end. I'm not looking for really much improvement here. The storm starts to make a little bit of a turn to the northeast, actually a week from today. So 1 week of rain and rain and rain is what they're facing in southeastern Texas.